periodic signal or not. Okay, so that is our aim. Okay, we have to verify whether the given signal is periodic signal or not. Again, we know that the signal is called periodic. Okay, if the signal x of t is called periodic if it satisfies the following condition. Okay, so that means what? The signal has to be repeated after certain time. Okay, that we can calculate in advance. This is something similar to sine omega t. So whatever given decides with the t, that we will call it as omega. So omega in this case is 2 pi. Please others mute the mic. Omega is equal to 2 pi. Then what is the time period of this signal? That is 2 pi by omega. This is the generalized formula that you should remember always. Okay, for any sinusoidal signal the period is 2 pi by omega, and again we know what is omega here. The omega value is 2 pi, then this is 1 second. So that means this signal will get repeated, okay, after 1 second. Okay, the signal will get repeated after 1 second. So that means you calculate the sample values for 1 second, and again after 1 second also you calculate. So, okay, so what I am telling, this signal will get repeated in after 1 second. So that means instead of capital T I can put plus 1. Okay, so that means what? You put some random value, say for example t is equal to 0.3, then whatever the value that you are getting at 0.3 has to be exactly present at x is equal to 1.3. Okay, so you just observe here what is the value at t is equal to 0.3. The same value you will get at t is equal to 1.3. Okay, so again this is valid for any t. Okay, you can put t is equal to 0.4, 0.6, anything you can put. Even if you can put in negative also. So that is the concept of periodicity. Okay, so again you can easily observe that nature here. Okay, see we have calculated from t is equal to 0 to up to t is equal to 1 with the interval of 0.1, and again we are starting with 1.1. so that means whatever value that you are having at 0.1 will be available at 1.1, again 1.2, 1.3, 1.4. Okay, again like this. Okay, so this will be exactly same. So that's why we call this signal as periodic signal with the period t is equal to 1 second. So definitely when you get the signal sine omega t, when omega value is could be anything, say not necessarily to be 2 pi, it can be 3 pi, 4 pi, any value. Okay, it can be anything. Okay, so then definitely the signal is periodic. Okay, whenever the signal is given in this format sine omega t, where omega is represented in terms of 2 pi. Okay, it can be 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. Okay, any pi is possible. So then definitely the signal is periodic. Okay, so we have taken only the simple case 2 pi. Okay, instead of 2 you can put any number, any natural number, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi, 6 pi, anything. Okay, definitely the signal will be periodic, but not with the 1 second, again with some other value. Okay, say for example if I put sine 7 pi t for example, again the signal, what is the periodicity of the signal? That is t is equal to 2 pi by omega, that is 7 pi, then this signal is periodic with the time period of 2 by 7 seconds. Okay, instead of a t is equal to 1 second, the signal will be periodic at 2 by 7 seconds. Okay, so that is the idea. So whenever you have a sine signal, okay, if there is pi and another number, definitely the signal is periodic. Okay, now what about the next one? Okay, so next case if you see where you will not have that pi. Okay, so instead of pi you will have only, okay, so in this signal instead of pi only number is there. You concentrate here. Okay, you concentrate here sine 2t. Here no pi terms. Okay, you have to understand that here there is no pi term. Okay, now pi term is there or not? What is our general signal format? A sine omega t. Again in this case what is omega? Omega is equal to simply 2. Here there is no pi. And again what is the general formula? T is equal to 2 pi by omega, and again 2 pi by omega value is 2, and that means this signal is periodic with pi. Pi means 22/7 seconds, or otherwise you can write 3.14 seconds. So I know what is the period is 22/7. That means what? Every 22/7 the signal will get repeated. That's why I am taking interval 1/7, 2/7, 3/7, like that. Okay, so if you observe here 1/7, then we have calculated up to 22/7, 14 and 15. Anyway, that 22/7 will be down. Okay, again, if you concentrate here, okay, see, when the period of the signal is, what is the period of the signal? 22/7. Then exactly at 11/7 you will be here. Then we are varying the interval with 1/7. So initially at 0 the value is 0. When you increase, the value will increase gradually. You see it here, the values are increasing gradually. Okay, the values are increasing gradually. At some point of time here, when you are here, you will get the maximum value. So that means around 5/7 or 6/7 you are getting the maximum value, and again it starts decreasing. Okay, it starts decreasing. Then exactly around 11/7 you will get around 0. So around 11/7 you will get around 0, and again your value increases negatively. Your value increases negatively up to this point. Again it decreases, it will reach 0. So exactly around 22/7 your value will reach 0. Your value will reach 0. Okay, so you see it here, exactly around 22/7. Okay, at again you see it here, exactly at 22/7 around your value is around 0. Okay, she is putting some value because you know that pi 22/7 is a irrational number. Again, we cannot get exactly 0, but actually the value is around 0. Okay, so now you got 0. Now again, what happens when you put 23/7? Okay, when you put 23/7, now what is happening? You see here at 23/7, what is happening? Okay, see, this is the 23/7. At 23/7 you are getting 0.2842. 0.2842. Again, approximately your value, okay, approximately your value will be same as same as this one. Okay, whatever the value that is you are having here, again approximately you will have that value. Again at 2/7, 4/7 will be exactly same. Okay, so that means what? This signal is having periodicity nature with x of t is equal to x of t plus or minus 22/7, that is 3.14. Again here there is some mismatch. It is because again 3.14 itself is not correct. Even some more numbers are there. That's why because exact value of pi is actually unknown, but we are using approximate value, that is 3.14. That's why here there are some approximation. Okay, so again, so this signal is also a periodic signal. So whenever you are in continuous domain, whether you have pi or not, the signal is periodic. That is the conclusion here. Okay, so what is the conclusion? Whenever in continuous domain, signal of this format sine uh, 2 pi t, that means with pi, or sine 60. Just for example I am telling, here you are having pi, here you are not having pi. Again, instead of 6 you can have any number, no problem. Again, but again both are periodic. Okay, both are periodic. So whenever the signal is in continuous domain, whether pi is there or not, the signal is always periodic. Okay, in continuous domain, whether pi is there or not, the signal is, whether pi is there or not, the signal is always pi is there. Whether the pi is there or not, the signal is always periodic. Okay, the signal is always periodic. Again, the same statement may not be true for the discrete case. Okay, we'll see it here. In the discrete case, first we have taken sine with pi. Okay, sine with pi we have taken. Okay, this is the case with pi. Okay, this is the discrete case. Discrete case. First case we are taking with pi. Okay, that means what? Instead of pi by 3, I can have any number. Sine 6 pi n or sine 6 by 7 pi n. I can have any number, no problem. Okay, but the main idea here is we are having pi. Why I have given the number like this? Okay, so that you will get the observation within less numbers. If I would have given in some other manner, then you will not get this observation easily. That's why I have given you pi by 3. Okay, so that means you can have any number. Only you can have number in the numerator or only in the denominator, or you can have number both the number also you can have, no problem. Okay, so but the main thing is whether you are having pi or not. Okay, so now in this case we are having pi. Okay, once if you have a pi, again whether this signal is periodic or not, that we have to verify, because n is always integer 1 2 3 4 like that. Here we cannot put intermediate number, that means like 1.1 1.2, that and all we cannot put. Okay, n is always a integer. Okay, so then n, again when you put n is equal to 0, definitely the value is 0. When n is 1, you are getting this value 2 3 4 5 6. Then that means what? After n is equal to 5, again at n is equal to 6 you are getting 0. Again you are getting 0.866. so whatever the value that you are getting here, same value is getting repeated. Okay, same value is getting repeated. Okay, again what is the period of this signal? Anybody? Okay, so the period of the signal is 6, because every 6 samples the signal is getting repeated, the signal value is getting repeated, so the period of this discrete signal is 6. Okay, that also we can easily calculate. How to calculate the period? T is equal to 2 pi by omega. Then what is omega here? Because you can compare with a sine omega n. Again what is omega here? That is pi by 3. Okay, again the period of the signal here is 6, and the two whenever we are dealing with the discrete, the period we used to write in terms of n. Okay, that is n naught is equal to 6. Okay, again there are different formula that just I am using this formula, but again there are some different formula is there. Okay, that we'll see later what is the different formula. Whenever, again just I am using this formula, no problem, but anyway period here is 6. Okay, so this signal is periodic signal. Okay, so whenever, even if you are in discrete domain, if your signal consists of pi, then the signal is periodic. Okay, but what about the other case? Okay, so in the next case we are having the signal where there is no pi. Okay, if you concentrate on this signal, here there is no pi signal. Is it visible to you? Is it okay? Okay, now if you concentrate here, this signal is of value sine n by, what is that value? N by 8. Okay, is it n by 8 or n by 3?
N by 3, sir.
N by 3. Okay, so sine n by 3. Okay, now whether this signal is periodic or not, that we can verify from here. When you put 0, definitely this is 0. When you put 1, it is increasing. Okay, and again it is increasing up to this moment, and again it start decreasing, and it is reaching 0 at some moment. Again if we see it here, again it is going to see, first it will increase, again it will reach 0, then it will go to negative, again it will come to 0. Okay, now we have reached 0, then it will increase negatively. Okay, so once if it increase negatively, again it will go to negative maximum. Okay, then again we will reach 0. So finally here at n is equal to 19 we are just crossing 0. When we just cross 0, we are getting here 0.050. Okay, 0.050. Whether we got the same answer here when we just cross 0, because in the beginning when we just cross 0, okay, see at n is equal to 1 we are just crossing 0, again we are getting really different answer. So what I am telling, whatever this is n is equal to 0, and again this is n is equal to 1. Okay, this is somewhere n is equal to, what is that, it's around, when you just cross 0, that means after completing one cycle, what is the n value? It would be around n is equal to 19. Okay, n is equal to 19. Okay, so this is n is equal to 19. So what I am telling, see exactly after n is equal to 18, just your signal is completing one cycle, but the value at n is equal to 1 is not same as value at n is equal to 19. That's why this signal is not periodic. Okay, this signal is not periodic. Here there is no repetition. Okay, the signal is not periodic. Why it is not periodic? There is no repetition. But if you try to draw the signal in terms of samples, okay, you will draw it like this. Okay, once if you try to draw in terms of samples, definitely it would be coming like this. So even though these samples are looking like periodic, but actually the signal is not periodic. Okay, that is actually confusing. Okay, so the signal will look like periodic, but it is not actually periodic. Okay, so the signal sine n by 3, if you plot it on the graph, looks like periodic, but actually it is not periodic, but actually it is not periodic. Okay, so then what is the final conclusion? When you have a discrete signal, if the signal consists of pi, then it is periodic. If it has no pi, then it is not periodic. So what is the final conclusion? When you have discrete signal, if pi is there, periodic. Okay, if pi is not there, then not periodic. Okay, that is the conclusion of this assignment. Anyway, we'll observe this when we solve the exercise problems related to this periodic and aperiodic signal. Okay, so this is the final conclusion. Okay, so whereas for a continuous for continuous case, whether pi is there or pi is not there, both are periodic. In case of continuous, whether pi is there or not, it is periodic. But in case of discrete, if pi is there, that is periodic. If pi is not there, that is not periodic. But even though if you draw the signal nature, it looks like periodic, but actually it is not periodic. Okay, so that is the conclusion of this assignment. Okay, so from this we will proceed. Okay, I think in the last class we have seen up to this. Okay, so we'll continue from this. And before to that, we should know what do you mean by rational number or irrational number. Anybody, any idea? What do you mean by rational or irrational number? What do you mean by rational or irrational number? Irrational number. Okay, so sir, any idea what do you mean by rational or irrational number? Okay, rational number is a number which you can represent in terms of ratios. Rational number is a number which you can represent in terms of ratio. Say for example, suppose 0.5 is there, that you can represent in terms of ratio, that is 1 by 2. Okay, 0.5 is there, that you can represent in terms of 1 by 2. Again, 1 by 2 is the rational number. Whereas again there are some number that is say for example pi. Okay, again pi we used to start like this and we do not know where it is ending. Okay, this is the never ending number and also not repeating. Okay, if the number is never ending and also it is not repeating, then that particular numbers are called irrational number. That particular numbers are called irrational number. Say for example, suppose if I am having 3.14 bar like this, so that means what? 3.14141414 like that. Again we have some mechanism to represent in terms of ratio of two number. Again this number is called rational number, but actual pi is irrational number. Okay, so that means that is never ending number and also it is not repeating. Okay, so that is the main difference between the rational and irrational number. So whenever in our calculation if we get pi, most probably we will get this case. If you are getting pi, then that is irrational number. Okay, irrational number. Again you concentrate on these things, whether root 2 is rational, root 3, what about root 5. Okay, here some numbers may be rational, some numbers may be irrational. Just you try to concentrate on this latter if time is there. But our discussion point of view, we mostly concentrate on pi. Pi is a irrational number because it is never ending and also it is non-repeating. Okay, and also it is non-repeating, that we cannot represent in terms of ratio. Anyway, that we are representing like this, but this is not the accurate one, just approximation we are writing. And again 22 by 7 if you represent, that is again it will come like this, it is a never ending number. Okay, so pi in our case is always irrational number. Pi is a irrational number. Okay, so with this we will proceed. Okay, we will solve one or two problem. Okay, find time period of the given signal. Okay, x of t is equal to 2 cos 10t plus 1 minus sine 4t minus 1 2 cos 16t minus 2. Okay, again please do not worry about this plus 1 minus 2. Already we know time shift will not affect the time period of this signal. Okay, you concentrate on the frequencies. Okay, so what is the solution for this one? The frequencies are omega 1 is equal to 10 and omega 2 is equal to 4 and again omega 3 is equal to 2. Okay, these are all the frequencies. Now for these frequencies you calculate the individual time period, that is t1 is equal to 2 pi by omega 1, t2 is equal to 2 pi by omega 2, t3 is equal to 2 pi by omega 3. Okay, now what is t1? T1 is equal to pi by 5, again t2 is equal to pi by 2, t3 is equal to pi by 8. Okay, already we know one thing, when the signals are present individually, when you have the first signal individually, definitely this is periodic. When you have the second signal individually, this is periodic, and if you have third signal separately, that is periodic. When you combine all the signal, finally it may be periodic or it may not be periodic. Okay, for that only to verify whether the combination of signals finally is being a periodic or not periodic, we are having one condition. So what is that condition? We have to take the ratios. Okay, what is the ratios? You take the ratio of t1 by t2 and then t1 by t3. You calculate the ratios. If you calculate t1 by t2, what is you are getting? You will get 2 by 5, whether 2 by 5 is rational number or not. And then what about t1 by t3, that is 8 by 5. Okay, so now you have to verify whether 2 by 5 is rational or irrational. Similarly, whether 8 by 5 is rational or irrational. Yes sir, how to verify that whether this is rational or irrational? Okay, see what is 2 by 5? 2 by 5 is simply 0.4. That's it. Again, it is not going to infinite. Okay, okay, it is having finite decimal finite digits after the point. Okay, so that means definitely this is the this ratio is like rational number. Again, what about this ratio? This is 1.6. Again, this ratio is also a rational number. So t1 by d2 and then t1 by t3 is a rational number. When the ratios are rational number, definitely the signal, combined signal, okay, definitely the combined signal is a periodic signal. So that means we can find the period for this periodic signal. That common period we will call it as t naught. That means the common period is LCM of t1 comma t2 comma t3. Okay, now we know the individual time period. Again, that means LCM of what is that numbers, 5 by 2 and then sorry, first one is 5 by 5 and 5 by 2 and 5 by 8. So LCM of the fractional number means numerator you have to take LCM, denominator you have to take HCF. Okay, so then that means T naught is equal to LCM of pi, pi, then denominator is HCF of 5 comma 2 comma 8. Yes, somebody tell me what is the LCM of the numerators? If you take LCM for pi, what is the answer? Anybody? Yes sir, what is the answer for this one? LCM, least common multiples. Okay, it is simply pi. Okay, then if you take HCF for this number, that is 1. So finally the time period of the signal is t naught is equal to pi seconds. Okay, the time period of the signal t naught is equal to pi second is the answer. So whenever in the continuous domain, if you are given with more than one signal as a combination, okay, that may be in addition or subtraction, here you may get minus or plus, no problem. But when you have the signals like that, like this, again individually the signals may be periodic, but combinedly whether they may be periodic or it may not be periodic. Again, whether it is periodic or not, that is decided by these ratios. If these ratios are rational numbers, then that means definitely the overall signal is periodic, or otherwise it is not periodic. So next we will take one signal where that signal is not periodic. We will take that signal. Okay, if the signal is given like this, x of t is equal to cos phi t and sin 10 pi t. Okay, if we concentrate here, this signal is individually periodic. This signal is also individually periodic because whenever we are in continuous domain, whether pi is there or not, the signal is periodic individually, but combinedly whether this signal is periodic or not, that we have to verify. So for that you calculate first t1, time period of the signal 1. The time period of the signal 1 is 2 pi by 5. What is the time period of the signal 2? 2 pi by 10 pi. What is t1? T1 is equal to 2 by 5. What is t2? That is 1 by 5. Then you take the ratio of t1 by t2. Okay, once if you take the ratio of t1 by t2, you are getting 2 pi. 5 cancel, finally you will be getting 2 pi. Whether 2 pi is rational or irrational? Anybody? What about the nature of 2 pi? Is it rational or irrational? Yes, somebody please tell me answer. What about
Irrational, sir.
Irrational, because pi is irrational, so 2 pi is also irrational. That means 2 pi means 2 pi is equal to 3.14. Again, we do not know where it is ending. So that's why this is irrational number. When it is irrational, this ratio is irrational. Again, when this ratio is irrational, again this signal is not periodic. Okay, if it is not periodic, we cannot find the period. Okay, if it is not periodic, okay, we cannot find the period. Again, in case the signal is periodic, say in this case we got the periodic nature, So we have calculated the T naught in this manner. Again, there is another way also. With that also we can calculate T naught. What is that procedure? Okay, another method. When the signal is periodic, you can calculate the period with the help of other method also. That method, first we'll write the question x of t. So again we know that this signal is periodic. Just now we have seen this signal is periodic. Once if the signal is periodic, we can calculate the period. First you write the omegas. Omega 1 is equal to 10, omega 2 is equal to 4, omega 3 is equal to 10. Okay, so now again here, instead of calculating the time period individually then finally calculating the time period, we can do one thing. We can calculate omega naught directly. Okay, it's like common frequency. Okay, final common frequency for the common signal, that is omega naught. That omega naught is HCF of individual frequencies. Okay, I think this also I already told you. When you calculate omega naught, instead of taking LCM of individual period, you have to take HCF of individual frequencies. Okay, so then what is the HCF of individual frequencies? HCF of individual frequency, what are all the frequency? 10, 4, 10. Yes, anybody, what is the HCF of this value? Any idea? What is the highest common factor? That is 2. What is highest common? 2. Okay. Once if you know omega naught, how to calculate T naught? T naught is equal to always related with 2 pi divided by omega naught. 2 pi by what is omega naught value? 2. Okay, so are you getting the same answer or not? Yes, you are getting, because what is T naught? T naught is equal to pi second. I think the slides are misplaced. Okay, so okay, this slide has to go up. Okay, so you are getting T naught is equal to pi second. Here also you are getting T naught. Okay, so finally, so we can find the time period of the signal either with the LCM method or with the HCF method. So but in the exam you don't do with this method. Okay, you just cross verify your answer with this method, but this method is useful for competitive examination. This doing with the HCF method is useful for competitive examination, but in the semester examination you try to do with the time method, LCM method. Okay, so that you will get some extra steps. Finally, this is the traditional method that is being generally followed in the semester examination. So you always go by the LCM method for semester exam point of view. For competitive exam you can use any method, and again once if you use this method, again this will consume less time. Okay, so finally uh, we have seen when there is the combination of the signal, again the signal may be periodic or it may not be periodic. It is decided by the ratios, whether the ratios are rational or irrational. If the ratios are rational, then that signal is periodic. If it is irrational, then that is aperiodic. So finally we can get some conclusion from here for the combination of the signal. When you have if the signal consists of more than two sinusoidal signals, say for example first signal, say for example x1 of t is something like this: 5 sine 10 pi t plus 6 sine 7 pi t, whether the signal is periodic or not. Again, what about this one? 5 sine 10 t and then 6 sine 7 t. Again, what about the third signal? That is 5 sine 10 pi t and then this is 6 sine 7 t. Now somebody tell me, what about the signal nature? Which one is periodic, which one is not periodic? Okay, anyway the signals are, all the 6 signals, basic signals are individually periodic, because in continuous domain you write with pi or without pi, definitely the signal is periodic individually. But when you add more than one signal, again you have to verify whether that ratios are rational or irrational. Okay, yes sir. Which is periodic, which is not periodic? Anybody can quickly tell? Just now from your experience. What about the first signal? Is it periodic or not periodic? Okay, so it is very simple. If the signals consist of
sir.
yes, சொல்லுங்க. Hello. Okay, so if the pi term is there, சொல்லுங்க, யாரோ ஏதோ சொல்ல வரீங்க. Yes. Okay, if the pi term is
First one,
there, சொல்லுங்க.
first one periodic, sir.
Yes. Second one. Second one also periodic. Last one not periodic. Okay, if pi is present in both the term, then that is periodic. Okay, if pi is not there in both the signal, then that is also periodic. If one signal consists of pi, other signal is not having pi, then definitely that is not periodic. Okay, so this is the simple conclusion. Okay, whenever you have a continuous time signal, and again in a one signal, if there is more than two basic signal, okay, two may be there or three may be there. When more than two signals are there, two or more than two signals are there, then easily by looking into the problem you can identify whether the given signal is periodic or not. But sometime very rarely, instead of these numbers, they used to introduce root 3, root 5, something like that. Then that means you should also know what is the nature of this number. Whenever you get root 3, whether that is rational or irrational. Whenever you get root 5, whether that is rational or. That's why I am suggesting you, okay, from root 1 to root 10, you just try to know the number nature, whether they are rational. Anyway, root 1 is rational. Again, root 9 is also rational. Root 4 is also rational. Again, you just try to know what is the nature of root 3, root 5, and root 6, and all root 7, root 8. Okay, they may be rational or irrational. Just we have to analyze whether we can write in terms of ratios or not. Again, once if you represent in terms of decimal number, whether it is terminating at some point or not. Even if it is not terminating, if it is getting repeated, then also we can represent in terms of ratios. Again, if it is not repeating and not terminating, that means the signal is continuously going, not the signal, the numbers. If the numbers are continuously going to infinite without any repetition, okay, randomly, then that we cannot represent that particular number in terms of ratio. That numbers are called irrational numbers. Then that time we will get the non-periodic nature. So what you do when you come on tomorrow, you just try to get the nature from root 1 to root 10. What about the nature of this number? Which one is rational? Which one is irrational? From root 1 to root 10. Okay, so with this we will stop.